This ain't no movie review. This ain't no YouTube channel either. No. Welcome to hell, motherfucker. Y'all gonna get that joke much later in the video. But welcome to Nell Cinema. Don't mind me. If you wanna know what I'm drinking, don't ask. Mind your business. Today's topic, since it is the spooky month, Tales from the Hood. If you don't want to be spoiled on any of these movies, I recommend that you go watch these motherfuckers, then you come back to me to hear me spew on about them. I should have something in the description below of how to find. So all three of these movies were directed and written by Rusty Cundiff and Darren Scott. In majority of them, it's usually a black storyteller telling the story to a few tragic souls, and they tell 4 anthology stories. It follows the same principle for all three of the movies, and with all three of them, the scenes get more zanier and zanier while also teaching life social lessons that the black community needs to hear. We have 3 characters. We have Chicago from Poetic Justice, the go hard nigga in every single hood movie, and then my boy Stacy. These 3 niggas seem to be hood niggas, and they're off looking for a drug package, which leads them to a mortician's house. Or is it mortician's house or mortician's workplace? Who gives a fuck? They go to see a mortician because they heard word on the street is that he got it. They pull up to it, and this nigga's scary as hell. It's the nigga Clarence Williams III. So damn scary, I had to prepare this drink. But seriously, his performance is extremely zany because his acting performance is extremely unhinged and extremely fun. To start off, it just seems like he's one weird motherfucker, which you are not wrong, but you're not right either. Come in asking, where's the shit? And so he appropriately responds with,
"You get it when we get the shit." The shit. The shit drugs.
It's a running motif throughout the series. It's pretty funny. I like it. The very first one that we come to, he opens up the casket and we see this black man with a fucked up flat top. And he starts telling us the story of what happened with him. So, this man's name was Clarence. I really hope I got that right. And he's a police officer. So him and his white police officer buddies roll up on a black mayoral candidate? I don't fucking know. It was a black political figure that hates corrupt cops. Welcome to the club, nigga. Fuck 12. So he hates cops. And these cops, as racist and as white as they are, pull him over, take him out of his car, and they start hassling him. "We got you for the broken tail light." As they break the tail light, say, "Nigger, you going to jail today." Okay, it wasn't as explicit as that, but you get the gist of it. You get the gist. So, and he says back to them, "I love good cops, but I hate little bitch niggas like you," which he is not wrong. Join the club. And he says, "Join the club." And that really pissed off the white nigga. So he beat the living shit out of him. Like, it's scary as hell because this is some shit that will actually go on nowadays. He literally rammed this motherfucker's head through the car window and he started like beating the dog shit out of him. So Clarence gets real mad and riled up because he's also black and he's like, "Bro, dog, this shit ain't right." So he tries to intervene, but the white cops push him back and say, nah, you can't get into cop business. Who are you to go against cops? You black nigger? Like, that's basically what they said. Just spark noting it. And then from there, they promised that they would take him to a hospital. They're liars, of course. They didn't take him to a fucking hospital. Instead, they took him over down by the lake. Shot him up with, heroin or morphine? I'm pretty sure they shot him up with heroin and they threw him off of the lake to make him drown. And he died with his reputation ruined. Now, this Clarence officer, months go by and he starts developing a drinking problem. And from here, he's just overcome with the guilt of the bad actions that they did do towards that black political figure. And he starts hearing his voice in his head telling him to avenge him. And he like, "Nigga, huh? Am I going crazy?" Which he probably is, because the ghost basically tells him to rendezvous with his with his white cop niggas, and bring them over to the cemetery so they could pay their final respects. This goes about as well as anything that you would expect. What? Side note, I don't know if Rusty and Darren intended this, but this scene actually plays out exactly how it plays out at the grave of Fred Hampton. Which, if you did not know, at the grave of Fred Hampton, after the police and FBI pulled up on him to kill him after getting information from one of his closest friends on where he was and where he would be to help set him up to lead him to his death, continually to this day, they go to his grave once a year and they shoot up the fucking tombstone. Just in case you didn't think that this movie that came out back in the 90s wasn't relevant now. Okay, now off the tangent. So they pull up to his grave, and one of the disrespectful fucks whips out his dick to start pissing over the grave, and the zombie hand comes up, grabs that nigga's dick. Not the way he expected for his Saturday night to end up. This is dick grabbed by a zombie, which is pretty fucking scary if I do say so myself. A zombie comes up out the grave, pissed as all hell, about to beat the brakes off these niggas, and basically he's magical or some shit. It's hard to explain. It's an anthology. They not really gonna explain that much. So he basically kills all the cop niggas. After he kills all the cop niggas, he drives Clarence insane. And how Clarence dies, who the fuck knows? Not even James A. Janice could tell how the fuck he died. And that's the kill count expert. Go watch this video. This leads us over to the next story. Which, please, if you are very trigger sensitive, trigger word, domestic violence. It does get a little gruesome. It's up the casket and we see this burn char of this thing from the movie The Thing. It's weird as hell. And we go on to Soul Food Kid's house. You know, the little nigga that was in Soul Food Kid. You know. We go to his school and we see that he's getting into a scrap off of one of the little kids that minka maka, like, you know, the usual. He comes over to the nurse's office and he has this fat ass black eye. But the nurse like, hold on, little nigga. That little nigga couldn't do that to you. That had to be happening at home. So the teacher, who's actually the director, Rusty, I see you. He says, well, little nigga, it's gonna be our secret. You let me know what's going on at home and I can help you out. You feel me? You dig? And then the little kid replies with, it was the monster. And they think that he fucking around. And it's understandable. Who the fuck would actually think that? So they go to class. They say, well, if you draw the monster out on the paper and then ball it up, they will have no more power over you. So this little shit draws. The little nigga he was fighting with earlier folds up the paper. This motherfucker arms is broke. Like, what the fuck? No, this little motherfucker arms broke. So now we go up to the kid's house and Rusty goes over to visit to talk to the mother about what's going on, all you dig. The mother starts coming on to him. She starts coming on to him and he starts talking to her like, yeah, this must be a monster in the house because your little folks got a pop right in his eye. And she was like, no, get the fuck out, because why the hell you spewing all this nonsense and rhetoric? Now, the stepdaddy, he come in, he said, oh, you dead ass, we got a monster in the house? Well, I guess I'm gonna settle that out. You gon' get. So once he gon' get, Soul Food Kid in this room crying and shit, because the daddy finna come up and, very explicit warning, kicks open the door and starts beating the dog shit out that little nigga. Then the mama come in, like she was like she gonna stop it. He turned around and said, you want something too? Like beating the dog shit out of her too. Like beating the dog shit out the whole family. It's actually pretty sad. Sad movie. It's sad as hell. But then Rusty comes back, talking about, hold on, I think I can help you real quick. He start getting work too. They stop getting work once the little kid finally draws his stepdad on a piece of paper and starts crumbling the shit out of him. And he starts contorting and all this other shit. It's actually cold as hell. Then he flame broil that motherfucker. Get him out of here. Like some real nigga shit. Pretty cold. Now the next story is about racist white niggas and coons. It opens up the casket and we see the body of a Colonel Sanders looking motherfucker. We go on into the story and apparently he has bought a slave plantation through the advice of his trusty black representative. He's a coon. Indeed he is. So he buys a slave plantation. After he buys the slave plantation, he wants to run his entire campaign from there. One of these niggas in the crowd is saying like, yeah, I gave that nigga that house on purpose. You wanna know why? So the souls of that motherfucker could fuck that motherfucker, you feel me? Like that was literally his whole thought process. And as we see, it actually worked. Because in the house, I'm gonna just spoil it already, the black man was saying all these racist jokes to his white master, like, yes, master, you like that, master? Oh, yeah, he's shucking and jiving. Got the camera up, recording this shit, but a little dog tripped him going down the stairs. It's like, that's very peculiar, but I don't realize that until white folks later, he's just in there chilling and shit, and he see this little dog running at him. The effects, given the time period, wasn't that bad. It actually looks pretty unhinged. Get into a little fight with the motherfucker. He got a shotgun. He don't know how to load that bitch. So he shooting. He finally get that motherfucker. But once he go back in, he look up at the wall. He realize, ain't shit up on that wall. Wasn't there a whole lot of little nigger dolls up there? They weren't there no more. All that was up there was just the grandma, which was actually, I'm pretty sure, Rusty's mother. And then all the dolls mauled that nigga. And he was out. Down and out for the count. Tapping out. You feel me? And now we finally move on to the last story. This is a body that our three main characters actually recognize. It's a man named Crazy K. Which, by the way, them sideburns going in the way that nigga haircut going, yeah, I understand why he got the nickname Crazy. So, basically, his story is he pulled up on an op that he ain't fuck with, and he must have been on site with that nigga, because he pulled out the gun, you feel me? Knocked that nigga down, but then three niggas from a porch said, hey, fuck you doing? And they come out, they bull black, they He fall down to the ground, about to die and shit. And right before they can finish him off, the police pull up. They get them niggas out of here, they and they take Crazy K to jail. Why Crazy K in jail? This nigga doing all his exercises and shit like, I'm a menace to society, nigga. Watch the video right here. I'm a menace to society, nigga. Then he get through being like a menace to society and all that. Black lady with some fucked up ass dress pull up on him and basically say like, yeah, you want your freedom? Just be in my program real quick, little nigga. I got you. But first, strip naked like a slave, nigga, for rehabilitation. So first, strapped down on the chair, got his dick strapped down and all that. It's kind of weird. I'm not finna cap. So spinning around, and she's screaming, "What? You don't like seeing black people get killed?" And it's this entire heavy-handed ass section of basically how black folks kill black folks at the rate of racist white folks, how they kill black folks. It does give a really good point, and it has changed a few people's lives, as stated by the director. It's good hood movie. Here's all I'm not even gonna talk about really, because it wasn't real. The nigga actually got blasted in real life by the three niggas who, if you haven't been able to tell by now, it's our three main characters, and they don't like that so much. They know that Clarence knows who they are, so they really ask him for the shit, and he takes them over to the shit. It's over in the basement with 3 caskets. They line up right next to the caskets, and he tells them, open it up. The shit is in there. They open it up, but they see their dead bodies. As he tells them what I told you in the beginning. This ain't no funeral home, and I ain't no nigga. No, welcome to hell, motherfucker. Yeah, so apparently they were in hell the entire time. Devil was just fucking with them. It's pretty funny. This animation thing is funny as hell. So, today I'm only gonna go over the first Tales from the Hood, which, happy Halloween, my nigga. This movie is a really, 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 really good movie, and I feel as though anybody can be able to watch it and learn something from it. It is more of an educational movie than it is horror, but it also blends those elements in perfectly, and with the comedy that is added, given the time period, it's a really, really good movie, and I really wish that they had a bigger budget to be able to make their dreams a little bit bigger so that this could be more mainstream for black audiences, because I feel as though this is something that it's really provocative and it really does get the people going. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it 8.5 spooky skeletons out of 10. Well, I've been your host today, drunk as I may actually be. But thanks for watching Nell's Cinema. Hey, you enjoyed the video? If you did, then you should leave a like, maybe even a comment, and definitely punch this button right here to subscribe. Yeah, but don't go nowhere too quick now, because right here and right here, it's going to be 2 videos. 2 of my previous ones. They're going to be just as good, if not even better than what you just saw. Have a good one.